Hello and welcome to another edition of the Red Phoenix Gaming Podcast.
That was fun.
I'm your host, Derek, and with me as always is the lovely
Michelle. And Baby Groot.
And Baby Groot. And we are going to talk about some stuff and things and gaming news that matter today. This is podcast 012 or 12 for all you who know how to count. And this is December 20th, so happy holidays if you're listening, when you're listening, and whatnot. Michelle, what do you got on your plate here? Now, I know we've been playing, and by we, I mean you, I've been playing a little Telltale. Because you should be seeing it somewhere around here, maybe? I think I'm on the top left, right?
Yeah.
So you guys should be seeing it all over here.
I've been playing Game of Thrones, the Telltale game, and I played the Telltale's games of Walking Dead. And that game was stressful because you wanted to make sure that you didn't get eaten by zombies. This game is so stressful, I cannot even handle it at all. And what's happening is because I've seen the TV show, I watched the show, and you should too, and I started reading the books. There are some very important characters in here, and I'm so stressed out because I'm so afraid that if I make the wrong decision, I'm going to get murdered by these awful, awful, awful people who I know for a fact murder people unmercifully. So it's really stressful. Like I've made so many choices. I keep thinking to myself, I should just start this whole game over because I'm going to be dead and everybody I love is going to die. And like, it's so good. That's so good.
That's the way it's supposed to go, though, right? The main character, your favorite character, is just killed off.
Yeah.
It would be as if, like, your favorite character was Shane in The Walking Dead, and you're just like, boom, done. Hashtag bye.
That totally happened. I don't think he was anybody's favorite character, though.
He's my favorite character.
I think if Daryl died, I would be more upset if Daryl Dixon died than, like, Rick.
Don't even care. Don't even care. They lost my interest when Shane died. I'm totally lying. I'm totally lying.
Pained by our last death. We're not going to talk about it in case subscriber hasn't caught up on Walking Dead, but it's really sad.
Yeah, I'll just say it's a sad
spoiler. Spoiler. They killed Beth.
So sad.
Anyway.
Well, what do you?
TV show, they could bring her back.
No, they can't. She's gone.
Bye, girl.
No, it's gonna be funny when they hit the last show, and all of a sudden Rick wakes up in his bed, and it was all a dream.
Somebody actually brought that up to the creator and said that's absolutely not what was happening. It'll be like Lost. You're all dead already. This is all in your head. For the Sopranos, they'll just fade to black.
Fade to black.
There'll be a zombie coming at the last one left. He'll be like, ah, and then they'll fade to black, and there'll be riots.
It'll be like Coral holding.
Coral!
It'll just be like sitting there and be like.
Next to tell us he got Tyrion too.
And like fade black. Just he looks up and then.
Oh no! Wait! I got it.
And you hear Judith
and
like crying
Judith
in the
takes
background.
a bite out of him. Oh, that'd be awesome.
How awesome would it be if Judith was the heel element of it all?
I worry about that. Like,
and they just like start harvesting her like a little sister.
The Adam out of her. You got something there.
That's terrible.
It's okay. I get it. I love it.
Moving on.
All right.
Let's talk about some gaming stuff and things
You
that
want to talk
happened
about
over the
money?
week. I love talking about money. Am I going to get some?
No. Well, technically, you kind of did.
I did.
So somebody put out some numbers for PlayStation and Xbox because you are a subscriber.
To PlayStation Plus and Gold, yes.
Yep. They totaled up all of the free stuff that PlayStation Plus gamers got and Xbox Gold got.
Oh, come on. What, like $100 or something?
So PlayStation Plus gamers received in 2014 free games that would have cost $1,350 if you bought them all individually.
Holy cow.
Right? And then for Xbox, it was $585. So big difference, but you still got, if you subtract your subscription costs like 525 games from Xbox for free.
Right. Well, and the thing is, for I'm going to be a little proponent for the Xbox here and be a little Xbox fanboy for a second. With the Xbox 360, any game that you download with Games with Gold, you can keep forever. If you just decide, I'm not going to do Xbox Live anymore, you have that game forever. The Games with Gold for Xbox One and for PlayStation, all of PlayStation, you have to be a subscriber. So, like, what did I just get? Injustice?
Yeah.
The superhero fighting game or whatever. So that was for PlayStation. If I just decide I'm not going to do PlayStation Plus anymore, I'm Xbox Live all the way, I'm just going to drop that. I can't play that game anymore. Whereas if I go back to my 360 and get like SSX, which I downloaded today, the snowboarding game, I can literally play that anytime I want for the rest of my Xbox's life, basically. So there's a little bit of an ebb and flow with that, but yeah, that's nuts that I spent $100 basically on Live over the past year, and I've made or gotten access to almost $2,000 worth of games.
Yeah.
Granted, they're worth playing or whatever you want to say. It's old hat at that point, but it's really cool. It's really cool that they're able to come back and give us something for nothing, basically.
There's another thing that PlayStation has. When I went in to download the Game of Thrones game, I didn't know this before. You can rent games.
Yeah, with PlayStation Now.
Yeah, for like $1.99, and I'm like, that's cool. This way, if you want to try it and see if you like it, and you don't have someone else that you can do the share play with, that's amazing. I just found that yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, that was one of their big things for E3 when they were doing like the PlayStation TV and everything. They're giving you a chance to rent games, and you can actually, I think you can rent them. It's like by the hour or something, right? So you can rent it for like
2
or
or 4
or 5 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my only issue with that is at some point, if you rent the game enough, like it doesn't make sense for a game like Final Fantasy, which is going to take you 60 hours to beat it because you're going to rent it 12 times.
Right.
So that
would be a terrible idea. What I would use it for is to give it a game a try before I buy it. Or what if I want to stream something? Or what if I want to record something for the podcast that I don't have to make something a little bit fresh, try something new without actually going out and buying it? This would be that perfect opportunity.
That's really cool. Yeah. I mean, I hope that Xbox gets to do it as well at some point. I don't know if they will because they have the EA access and they're kind of trying that subscription version out. But PlayStation Now is a really cool idea. I hope that they it starts migrating to other consoles.
That'd be smart.
You know what? I always talk with my hands a lot, and I apologize for that if it bothers anyone. But at least I have both of my hands, right? You're laughing like you know where this is going.
I think a very important character from history is missing a hand. Is that right?
It could be somebody with a green hat.
Luigi.
Yeah, Luigi. Kind of a coward. Yeah.
Well, Mario was missing a sideburn on the Amiibos.
I'd be alright with missing sideburns as long as I wasn't missing my hands. And I'm left-handed, so with Luigi missing his left hand, it's kind of a big deal.
Are you upset about it?
I'm a little upset. I'm like,
I've done a lot of shopping in the last week, and every time I've gone into Target or Toys R Us, I go through every single one of those Amiibos, and I'm sure somebody that works there did the same thing, but trust me, I have looked.
Well,
Yeah,
it's like you really got to win the lottery. Somebody really has to miss it for it to get through and for you to get it. And at this point, they're not really making as much money as you'd hope, I guess. Right. So I don't know if it's necessarily worth it going through all the trouble, but
I skim. I don't go through every single
No,
one.
It's okay. We know you really go through every one. You check every piece of packaging. I look for every distinct
I just want one to be sideways in the box, perfect condition, just sideways.
And you can put it on there for factory defect, and then when they get it, you basically lied to them.
Yeah, who is doing their quality control?
I don't know.
Jeez,
it's pretty awful nonetheless, though, huh?
Very bad.
What what else you got here on your list here? You want to speak here?
We've talked for several weeks about games coming out that are broken.
Yes.
And we've seen the companies come out and give free stuff away for it.
Yeah, like the Assassin's Creed with the free games and stuff.
Yeah, they just had a big update too, by the way. We can talk about that. But Microsoft has sent out an apology for their broken Halo games. So they're giving away some free stuff. And they sent out a letter apologizing. Because when the Master Chief Collection initially came out,
so broken.
It was so broken. I mean, people couldn't play it. Some of these diehard Halo fans took off work to play this, and people were very salty. So
I mean, I would be too.
Yeah, I mean, there was the matchmaking issues alone were just awful. So they're giving out a month of live, which they can do because they're Xbox.
Yeah.
You get an in-game nameplate and an avatar, and then I think some other stuff.
Don't they get like ODST?
Oh yeah, Halo 3.
And then they get like some multiplayer map or something, right? Like I think it's Relic, fully remastered with 1080p and 60 frame perspective and all that stuff.
That sounds fancy enough.
Yeah.
To ask to give out for their core problems.
Well, I think that at this point, and maybe it's Microsoft, maybe it's the game developers as a whole, are kind of realizing that this half-ass, we're just going to put out whatever we want to put out, whenever we want to put it out, and just update whenever we want type thing isn't really working. I mean, Assassin's Creed has been sitting there basically just like, I don't know what to do. Like, we're going to try to update this. We're going to try to update that. I mean, even the most recent update, it was like 6.7 gigs for an update. That's crazy.
They had to replace entire sections of the game.
Yeah, like
to help with the frame rate.
If you're replacing pieces of your game it wasn't finished. You should have just delayed it, which they delayed Unity to begin with. They should have just delayed it again and had it come out fixed, had it come out working.
Does it have anything to do with they put out 2 games at the same time that maybe...
Possibly, but it's not like they're the only ones that are doing it. I mean, I guess if they were the only ones doing it, I'd be like, all right, Assassins, maybe you took on too much. But Assassins, Far Cry, Halo, like all of these companies have all done something. They put out a game, and it was messed up. Honestly, the only game that came out that I've played recently that really, really worked and was multiplayer or had some sort of multiplayer element was Call of Duty. That's saying something. Like, we've never had good luck with Call of Duty. And
they
this
are
is the
probably
first
like, we have no stress. Nobody's complaining.
This is the first one where they like flew under the radar. They're like, don't talk about us. Don't talk about us. Because like
we played it the other day, and it was fine. I mean, we got stomped on because it's been a year since we played it. But seriously, that's the first time I could say, I think they put out a pretty decent game that's not broke.
Whoa, hold on now. We didn't get stomped on. Come on. I'm pretty sure if I check my Call of Duty Advanced Warfare app, it'll show that we're still holding 2 places.
Because the other teams in the Clan Wars are not participating. So
that's all right. Don't tell them.
Go play a little bit of that tonight if you want to. Or did it end already? Or is it
it's still going for a day and a half.
You know what? We should take down one thing, at least one more. A little search and rescue, a little something.
Absolutely not. Nope, absolutely not.
I think we should.
I don't even want to pick up that game again if I don't have to.
I am Groot.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
I love him. I was Christmas shopping at Toys R Us.
Another spoiler. We are Groot.
And I found him. And he's one of those Funko. I love Funko.
You're Funko.
He's one of the Funko peeps. Listen, I love Funko. They follow me on Twitter and on Vine. And I love them. But this is my Groot. And then there's another one, another company makes. I have to find it. It's like $45. but he's like
Bigger.
actual size, and you could change his body and his faces, and I need him to.
Oh my goodness.
I watched that movie twice. Like we got it, and I love it.
I gotta tell you, the voice of Groot, who's that, Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
He makes the movie. Vin Diesel is an amazing actor when all he has to say is, I am Groot. And
I know.
he's able to convey.
And he's my favorite.
Granted,
Oh, and then,
90% of his, like, everything is emotions, or all of his, like, everything is, like, facial features, which are CGI, but it's totally Vin Diesel. Like, give him all the credit.
I love Rocket, too. He's
Yeah, and that's, what, Bradley Cooper, right?
Bradley Cooper. Yeah, he's hysterical.
Yeah, the CGI characters probably make the movie, like the what's his name, the big dude, the Destroyer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why is my mind is blanking?
He's had a long day.
I have, but I mean he wasn't even there for like comedic effect. He wasn't really a big bully guy. He was just kind of like there, and he did one big plot point, and I was like
Yeah.
whatever. But no, the Groot and Rocket were probably the best parts of the entire movie, in my opinion.
Love it.
Absolutely.
I think I loved when he was like, "Oh, I need this, and that guy's leg."
He got the leg.
He's
He's
like,
like,
"I was just kidding. I didn't
need
need
that."
this." But I was looking at his face. That's such a good movie. I'm
so
gonna watch
awesome.
it. I'm not gonna
So
play anything else with you. I'm gonna watch that.
You gonna watch that?
I'll watch that.
That's like teasing something. That's like if you were teasing a new game or something.
Like that guy that made those games that were so amazing, and then he abandoned the studio.
Like that guy who made those BioShock games.
God, he's got a huge head. Ken Levine.
That's him.
That's that guy.
So he's teasing a new game,
Yeah.
and he says he wants to make it a flexible narrative that's
He
broadly replayable, and it's strongly adaptive to player choice. You know what that sounds like to me?
what?
Mass Effect.
Oh, I
Oh, look at her face. Everyone take note of her face. She just
tried that.
almost
I
threw
tried
up in her
Mass
mouth right
Effect. I
there.
just couldn't get into it. Maybe I could now. I've really, stretched my game
Gaming
genre.
horizons.
Seriously, maybe I'll pick up Final Fantasy someday, but
Nope. She
probably
won't.
not. You want to play a fighting game? Nah. But I've come pretty far.
You have. You really have. And I think that if Ken Levine created a BioShock version of Mass Effect,
I'd play it.
you would absolutely play it.
If he had a BioShock fighting game, I'd be all over it.
just Big Daddies and Little
Big
Sisters, like PlayStation
yeah.
All-Stars, when that comes out, we can play it.
Oh yeah.
Because I'd totally play that.
He had a lot of good things to say about Shadow of Mordor
Yeah.
and how much he loved that game. So there might be some stuff in there that we might see in his new game.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of places you can go with Mordor, with like the lore and everything around it, and there's like you could basically create an entire world inside of the world and create a game or a story or whatever you want to say about it. So I'm sure they have a lot of different ways to go with all the books. Just call it like an offshoot of somebody else's main story or whatever. But like Shadow of Mordor brought in like characters
That's fine.
Yeah.
and then characters that some people don't like that you don't know, and then you just kind of played through it, and it was great. So I'd be surprised or I wouldn't really be surprised. I'd actually be really impressed if he ends up going that route, doing more like a Shadow of Mordor type thing, something in Middle Earth, and kicking ass with it, because he just I think he would do a great job with it. I really do.
Yeah. Didn't someone name them Game of the Year?
Yeah, GameSpot actually gave them Game of the Year honors. They gave them Xbox One Game of the Year. They gave him PS4 Game of the Year, and obviously because they gave him those two, it's like, well, it gets Game of the Year.
You get Game of the Year.
Yeah, you get like overall Game of the Year. So it took.
Did it
home
deserve
all
it?
three.
You played it?
Yeah, I really, really loved it. I wish that I got it for the PlayStation so I could share play with you.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe I can rent it.
you could rent it.
I should check
But
that out.
The story with it was really good. The gameplay mechanic, it was not Assassin's Creed like. It kind of had its own sort of almost like a Batman type combat, but it still had some stealth to it, still had some sort of strategy to it. So there was a lot of elements that all kind of came together, and the role-playing part of it with like the leveling up and everything was really cool too. So I can't wait to go finish the game because I'm like a quarter of the way through it. I haven't even finished it.
So many games to finish.
Yeah, I got that. I still have Borderlands to do. We just finished Destiny, which we actually got the DLC for, which means we're still playing Destiny. I have so much. And then the DLC for Call of Duty is going to come out, which means zombies. And
Zombies.
I can't
Did you hear about their zombies?
I did. I'm really excited. They have you play as four different characters. I guess they're taking like an offshoot of Black Ops.
Yeah.
And having like the 4 separate characters. But they have John Malkovich, which is amazing. The old man from Red. Is I think his most recent like big hit.
Red 2 too.
Yeah, Red 2. Rose McGowan, who was in Charmed as Paige. Bill Paxton from Aliens, and which is more your time than mine because it actually came out before I was born. And our lovable hero from Walking Dead, Shane himself.
John Berthnall.
John Berthnall.
He'll be dead. Don't play as him. Somebody will murder him. He'll be by somebody's.
Absolutely not. Although I think that at some point they should actually have him try to kill all the other 3 heroes.
Yeah.
I think that'd be so awesome if all of a sudden it was like an infected lobby and you just like turn on your friends.
That'd be amazing. I'd like to hear him.
Friendly fire on.
Some Walking Dead references. That would be fun.
Absolutely. Or even like on any of the other movies, because he just did Fury too, I think, where he's in the tank with Brad Pitt. But like I'm waiting to hear what they say because I have a feeling that like Rose McGowan is going to pull things from Charmed and be like, oh, I wish that Piper was here or something like that.
I'm upset that you can get into detail like that about Charmed.
Listen, I have no excuse.
Yeah.
I wish I had an excuse. I have none. I think it'd be cool if Bill Paxton came in and was like made a Twister reference.
Oh yeah. Wasn't he a president in a movie?
I don't know. I don't have their IMDb in front of me, so I can't pull them all up. The only reason I knew Rose McGowan is because my father is actually a pretty big Charmed watcher, strangely enough. So.
Dad?
Yeah, my dad gets into Charmed pretty good.
He was in Bill Paxton was in Tombstone.
Yes.
You ever see that? That's like one of my most favorite movies ever.
I've never seen that. I think that's before my time too.
You know what? I can't even.
Why can't you even?
Because you're so mean.
Father?
Would it make you feel better if I put on a gingerbread mask?
Oh. Merry Christmas. Yes, that would make me feel better.
Just have a nice, the eyes and the smiley mouth. And I mean, even
oh my gosh.
Like holding you at gunpoint like in GTA 5.
Yes.
Or GTA Online.
That's nice that they did that. So Grand Theft Auto online, they made gingerbread masks for the holidays. When we played Gears, remember at Christmas time, I can put it on my avatar, my Xbox avatar. Red Gears of War armor. That was my most favorite thing. Like we could play as Pumpkinheads one year for Christmas with Gears 3, but the red Christmas armor was my favorite thing.
Pumpkinheads for Christmas?
Oh my gosh, or for Halloween one year. I had a long day too.
I was gonna say pumpkin spice lattes.
It was so funny too because I let my daughter. She must have been like 5 or 6, I think, at the time when that came out. And I don't let her watch me play shooters. I don't let her play shooters. But oh my goodness, at Halloween time, when they had these pumpkin heads, I think she had the day off school and I was home with her. And I was like, come on, let's play. And there was no shooting happening. It was a private lobby, just her and I walking around in the pumpkin heads. And she thought it was hysterical. And then as soon as my husband walks in the door, she's like, Daddy, Mommy, let me play Gears of War. And she doesn't get to do things like that anymore because she tells.
Tattle. Don't tattle on me, girl.
Terrible. So, but yeah, I like when they go out and they do this and they add things to it, like for the holidays. It's cute.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot with like the racing games where they put like the paint jobs on cars and stuff like that. But other than Gears, like you're saying, I've never really seen it happen in that type of game. So it's cool to it's cool to have them put a little snippet in there.
Well, yeah, and a lot of the iOS, like the handheld games, they do that a lot too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you play Clash of Clans. I don't want to play Clash of Clans, but my husband made me download it, so I can be in his clan. It's so stupid. I get raided all the time. I can't handle it. It's
Right,
so
but if it was the Simpsons version of Clash of Clans, you'd be all
I'd be
over
all
it.
over that. I haven't touched my Simpson Village in Eon either, but they have Christmas music, and there's like a little Christmas tree, and sometimes it snows, and those are cute little touches that they can do. But I guess when you're making like $1 billion a day, you can afford to do stuff like that.
I could make a good $1 billion a day.
I told you we need to make a game like
A freemium game.
a Flappy Buffalo, like Flappy Birds, Flappy Buffalo. That could be inappropriate. Something different though. Flappy Chicken Wings.
Maybe you should take Flappy out of it, just because that can be inappropriate altogether.
Or you could do like they have a game called Goat Simulator for crying out loud. Have
Yes.
you seen Peter Pat play that?
It's
Like, it's
amazing.
ridiculous.
It's probably the best game in the world.
It's so ridiculous, but it's
Could
I never
be the
would have
best
thought
game
of
ever.
it. Ridiculous. But we need to do something like that, like a chicken wing eating contest game. How many can you hork down?
All of them.
And then you play against your friends. And if you want like a little booster, you could pay 99 cents. And then we'd be rich. And then we could go.
99 cents.
Then you know what we could do? We could be so rich. We could go and find a house that we want to own and outbid Beyonce and Jay-Z and buy it for $70 million. We could be like that person.
What person are you talking about?
That
Are you
guy.
talking about a guy who emulated Legos and called it blank blank and sold it to Microsoft for billions of dollars?
That's the one.
So, for all those who don't know, Notch, our favorite Minecraftian, outbid Jay-Z and Beyonce. So, you know what they say. You know you've made it big when you can outbid Jay-Z and Beyonce on $1 million or $70 million mansion.
He got everything in the house. There's so many ridiculous things in that house. Ridiculous. Like there were, I can't even remember. There was like these $1,500 somethings. Like what would you even need that for? He took a picture and put it on Twitter, and it's him just like sitting on some kind of sofa.
Yeah.
I think it's like you could see just candy, just piles of candy.
Yep, absolutely.
Can't afford a dentist though, because he got all that money from Microsoft.
I think the best part about it is the 54-foot automated glass door that opens right out to an infinity pool.
Not the cases of Dom Perignon.
No, I don't care about that. I care about the infinity pool and the mountain of candy that he has, because he has pillars of candy inside of his house. Those are the coolest parts of it. Totally.
And then somebody like immediately went and they Minecrafted his new house.
I know, just it's like to make matters worse, to give it like a little twist to the knife. I feel like he's the one who actually like went in and did it. Just to be like, heh, like.
I don't think he cares. When you have that kind of money, I don't think I would care.
I would care.
You would?
I would. Well, no, I'm saying I don't think he cares, but I think he's like if you had that much money, you could literally do whatever you want.
Rather cute little
creatures,
aren't they?
Just open your mind to the possibilities. You just bought a $70 million house.
I would never need that much house.
All he has to do is pop on his Xbox 360 or Xbox One and be like, yeah,
Always sad to see
I have a house. I just bought it over Beyonce and Jay-Z, and then build it in Minecraft and just be like, what's up? I'm the best. Right here, like just showing off. And why not? Because you have all that money. It's like he has to go to work.
That's true.
Just wanted to ask you.
Like he just has to sit back and eat all his candy all day.
And then he's going to get cavities, and then he's going to have to go to the dentist. So he could use a private jet and fly to where I live and come see the dentist that I know, because he's a good dentist.
Welcome home.
And then boom, You know him. Then you can network.
I'd be like, oh my gosh.
And then
let's
you can
be
introduce
friends.
me, and then he could be on our podcast, and then we could have 1 million followers, and then we could make millions, and then boom, we could own a house and outbid Notch.
I would need a $70 million house.
I do. I need all of that.
Sorry.
I need 3 of them.
3 $70 million houses?
Would you kindly? Hashtag thanks, bye.
Now, carry on.
That's too much house.
Nope,
in my
never.
opinion.
Nope.
I would never. If I could build my own house, it would never be like that. That's just too. You'd have to clean it. Or you would have to pay like 10 people to clean it.
You'd have to pay one person a full-time salary to clean it. So be it.
Yet not
It's
Roderick.
called maintenance expense.
If I got that kind of money,
You
I don't know.
You basically spend $20,000 a year on a cleaning lady who's constantly cleaning your house. Boom. Dunzo. 5 days a week. She's in your house. She makes too much noise. Roberta, you're gone.
Ah,
This has been
Rosita,
incredibly
you're in.
difficult for
Done.
us, especially the children.
Like a revolving door of cleaning ladies.
oh, Mr. Notch not here.
It'd be like,
I know it
Is
was
it-
difficult to remember.
Ma'am, can you speak like the lady from Family
Consuela?
Guy?
Absolutely.
Because
Is it,
that's
is
a
it John
prerequisite
or
to come-
Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith. Wrong. Trick question. It's actually
Very kind of
me, Sir John.
Mr. John. And you understand that I'm a female, but you still have to refer to me as Mr. Superman.
Me, Sir Superman, no home.
Yeah, we would be perfect.
Absolutely.
But
Oh
that's
my
still
goodness.
ridiculous, all that house.
I literally can't even. I almost have hate for this guy.
I
Speaking
don't.
of hate-
Good for him.
Especially now.
I have news on hatred.
Oh, is this that Valve game?
It is this film. Well, it was the game that was on Steam, on Steam Greenlight, that got removed.
They had a lot of votes, didn't they?
They
Super votes.
yeah, like they just removed it off of Steam. They said like there's like we're not doing this.
They called the content brutal.
Yeah. Well,
Like, not offensive, not upsetting. They called it brutal.
well, and the
I didn't see
premise
it.
behind it. So I'll give you a little insight. The premise behind it is basically their first trailer was a guy who was like, I hate the world. I'm going to murder everyone. And he's like loading a gun. And he's like putting grenades in his pocket. And he's like, you know, fuck society. I'm done with this. And then like, click, 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 done, whatever. Goes out and then starts shooting people. And it's all on a killing spree. So there's just like, that's what the game's about. It's about ultra-violent massacre killing spree. Like, you just go out and kill everybody. And people are like, nah, like, that's not okay. Like, this is...
That happens.
Yeah, like, that's not whatever. So Steam was like... Or Doug Lombardi, the Valve spokesperson, was like, no, we're taking it down. Sorry. And then a day later, yeah, I think it was almost a full 24 hours later, Gabe Newell stepped in. He's like, nope, we're reinstating it. Controversial can go back up. It's fine. Go ahead and put it up there. You know, it wasn't a good decision. My apologies. Best of luck with your game. Boom, done. Put them back on Steam, and now you can go out there and when it comes out for real, you can buy it.
Bananas.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I am not necessarily a fan of that type of game, knowing flat out that you're basically just going to go out and murder everyone. Maybe they'll put in something of like quote unquote story that's going to make it so like people are possessed by aliens or something. But basically, I just wouldn't, you know, I get freedom of speech, I get freedom of expression, I get all that stuff. We live in America, so we have to at least act like it, but I just won't show them the love by buying their game. I mean,
Yeah, that's not my kind of thing.
no. And
There's too much bad stuff happening in the world.
yeah, so you need a happy little Groot to make you happy.
He agrees.
I could just sit there and do that too.
And I'll see you have
Yeah.
plenty of food. But we haven't much time.
You know what else is big?
What else is big?
Miyamoto.
Mayamoto?
Miyamoto.
What is this?
You know who Miyamoto?
I don't know who that is.
He is the executive of Microsoft. Nintendo.
I gladly drive
All right,
you
now you're
forward
confusing
with
me.
your
Is
He's
he
the
Microsoft or
Nintendo
PlayStation?
executive.
Oh, okay.
white-
And what does he do?
I will.
They're talking about making a new
Have House
Nintendo
Forrester
console.
to consider first.
Already?
Lord
Yeah.
Forrester
So
Oh my
maybe you should
goodness.
hold off on
has
your
the
Wii
interests
U.
of the house
Nope.
ahead of your
I
own.
need it. I need it all. I told you I
Many of
needed
Lord
it all.
Forrester's
Get
best
it
men
then.
have volunteered for
I'm
the
going to.
war.
I'm gonna get all
His
of
own
them.
great
But
uncle
they're
was a
actively
ranger
working on
in
new
the
ideas for
I'll
a
do what's
new
best.
console.
It's really cool. I like.
Which
Well,
often
this is the
isn't
problem that
what's
I have,
easiest,
and
but
maybe it's not a
necessary
problem.
nonetheless.
But Nintendo's console cycle has actually been a little bit quicker, I believe, right? Because the Wii U actually came out the year before Xbox One and the PS4.
What?
I have no idea.
So
Lord Forrester
I'm pretty sure. So
asked me to give you a
I could be
message.
wrong. So
He said,
the problem is that Nintendo's tech usually dies out faster than everything else, which is why they have supplements
Sorry.
like the handhelds.
Caught me by
They have
surprise.
games like Super Smash Brothers, the staples that you're not going to find anywhere else. The Super Smash Brothers, the Mario Karts,
he
the
said, tell only you.
give me another one,
For good reason.
Zelda.
Most
Pretty much
don't
anything
even
else that's
exist.
Nintendo exclusive,
It's
which is
just
pretty
a
much
myth
everything
made
because
up
nobody
by
wants to go over to
wild
Nintendo.
fools. It's
But
better kept that
it's
way.
basically like
I assume you kept your word.
buying. If you buy a
You haven't
Nintendo,
told anyone else,
it's
have
a supplement to having an Xbox
This is
or
important,
a PS4.
Garrett.
You can have an
course not.
Xbox
I
and a
don't know.
Nintendo, or you can have an
Well
Xbox
Lord
and
Forrester
or
was
you can have a
right to
Nintendo
put
and a
his trust in
PS4.
you.
But usually you're not going to have all three,
From this day
unless
forward,
you're
this will be
crazy
our
like me.
secret.
Um,
But soon, I may
so
need
I
your
can
help.
I
can't
definitely
say
see
anything
why they're
more
doing
just
this.
yet. Just know
I
that
hope it
North
turns
Grove
out to
may
be
very
great
well be
because
vital to
Nintendo
the
always
future
puts
of
out
this
something
house.
innovative. But
But don't
sometimes
break a
it's
word of it
too
to
ahead of
anyone
its
at
time
all.
with the whole motion
Become a
capturing thing.
ranger if you
They did
can.
it before
It
everyone
will help.
else, and then everyone tried to copy it, and no one liked it. No one liked it for any platform. So I hope that they kind of take note of that and do something awesome with it. But
I
we'll
have
see.
eyes.
What are your thoughts?
Remember,
I don't
you
have any.
represent
I just
House
talked for
Forrester.
days, and you're like,
Your
"Yup."
actions at the war will reflect the honor and
She's like,
dignity
"I
of
don't
the
give a
house.
fuck."
I'll serve with honor.
I am Groot.
I'm
I know you
Groot.
Love him.
So, are you ready to play some Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
All right, she's lying. As any hardcore Final Fantasy player knows, there is a Cid
Garrett,
in
wait!
every game. From the first
Is it
one,
always the same one or has it changed?
it doesn't matter. They change. There's the name Cid is in the game. So like, one's like an airship guy, one's like a shop owner, one's whatever.
Be safe.
Well, the next one is going to be a mechanic,
Oh.
and he is going to be a she.
I take it all the other Sids were men.
Yes, absolutely.
Dudes.
Dudes,
Oh, that's
male non-playable characters or playable characters. I don't remember, whatever the case. But yes, Cid was always a dude, and he was always like the Yoda of the group. And now he's a female Cid.
Excellent.
He's a she. So have fun with that, I guess. Right?
Ethan!
I mean,
And she's a mechanic too, so she's not like some kind of Susie Homemaker. Betty Crocker
what are you
in the
trying to
kitchen.
say?
making
trying
a
to say-
sandwich
Are
where
you
she
saying-
belongs.
Are you trying to say all women belong in the kitchen? I didn't say that.
I'm a really good cook.
Well,
He hides
I'm not.
and if he were
That would
smart,
make
he
me
would
sad.
reveal
That's
himself.
right.
And
I
girls.
don't like this
She would
game
like
anymore.
No, you go make the.
Something
You just said
happened
you're
to
the
him.
cook. You go make the
Ethan's
sandwich.
I don't cook
He's
sandwiches.
just
You
forgotten
just
this is a game.
slap it together.
Cook a sandwich for me. Do it now.
Just a grilled chicken.
Perfect. Actually, that sounds great. Thanks.
Grilled chicken sandwich.
Don't worry.
Okay, thanks.
It's just
Some
a game,
avocado
Ryan.
and some
Stupid
egg.
game.
We'll
I don't
call it a
like it.
California grilled
He
chicken
was worried you
something.
were gone.
I don't
Wow.
ever find
I don't
you
know.
again.
I don't know. I watch too many cooking
And I
shows and they
promise,
associate
I'm not
avocado
going
with
anywhere.
California.
I
Like
wish
if
Mary
it's a
was
California pizza,
Sure.
there's avocado on it. California sandwich,
Roderick.
I do too.
it's got avocado on
There
it.
is
Have you ever
California's
had-
ending and
Can't she come
Stop
home?
it. Have you ever had the sub
Ryan, she's
at,
perfectly safe,
like, in the
I
mall?
promise you.
at the sub place? I forget what it's
I
called.
don't want
Char
to die.
Char Grill.
May still tell me
Charlie's or whatever.
Send to the
It's got the
Yeah, yeah,
char.
Yeah.
I've never
Charlie's.
eaten
Oh,
there.
Miss Garrett.
So
He
if you
was
ever
nice.
go there to eat,
Strong. He
get
can take
their
care of
California
himself.
chicken. There's no avocado.
No
Uh,
one can tell me what
I don't
Gary
believe
did.
you.
They're-
Must have
I
been
hate,
serious.
I hate avocados.
Their
Like
California
it
chicken
was
is
so boiling
phenomenal. It's
They
always
said someone will come
well,
here looking
it's
for
usually their
revenge.
little like
Everyone's worried about
sampler
you,
they
but
have
I'm
that they have out front.
I know you.
I've never gotten a sample from them.
You walk by next time you're walking through the
Which mall? Which mall?
the
Boulevard?
Galleria.
Okay.
You walk in
I
there,
don't go to their food court.
not do it, and just
Okay.
walk by that guy
So
and
more than
be like,
forgets
"Yo,
himself.
hook me up."
doesn't know me or
Probably the
or what I'm
best
capable of.
California chicken I've ever had.
What do they do to it?
Oh,
They
I know it's not
something
good.
amazing. I don't even know.
Ethan,
Witchcraft.
you should let Sir
Yep,
Roland teach
dark
you how to
magic.
wield a
I'll do
sword
that and let you
like-
know.
Like a man.
It's so good.
He taught
Um,
Roderick and
I have one
Asher,
other thing to
and
speak
even
of.
showed
Do you have
me
anything
how
else
to
to
fight.
speak of?
No, I'm done.
Bananas. Okay, so the future is now,
It is.
which makes me
later.
want to move to Manhattan.
When we were younger.
Oh, Amazon.
Absolutely.
Those guys.
Asher,
This is a really good idea.
This is such an awesome idea. I can't wait until they figure out how to do it for everyone.
On yet.
we had so
But
much fun.
Amazon has, well,
And everything
hold on.
changed.
I'll preface it real quick with anybody who's been paying attention to Amazon at all knows that there's a 30-minute drone delivery service that they're
Asher just
trying
got
to
angry
get
at
going.
everything.
Basically, they're going to have warehouses all over the place,
Promise me
and as
you
long
won't
as
be
you
like
are
that.
a Prime
Just
subscriber
be you.
of,
I like you
I'm
the
assuming
way
it's going to
you
be a
are.
different subscription of Prime, they can actually
know
fly
everyone
you
has
the
many
object in a
responsibilities.
drone, drop it off
You don't
at
need
your
to be
house
like them.
I promise.
using GPS and
I won't
whatnot.
change.
Good.
Uh,
Because I'd rather have a
They
brother
have
than
an
a lover.
option in Manhattan right now called Prime Now, where it's basically you get the whatever it is within an hour
That's great. Like,
on
what if you
tens of
can't go
thousands of
shopping?
items. Well, and the thing is like New York City, it happens all the time where people like they don't leave their house; they just order everything
It would
in.
be nice if someone
So
did
like
what I
if
wanted
you're in
for
your
once.
It's not how it
upscale
works.
notch
Manhattan.
notch
townhouse?
Manhattan townhouse,
No.
he's like, no, I own that.
What could you buy for $70 million in Manhattan?
Probably an entire apartment building.
Or I took all 6 of these penthouses.
You just be like, I want this entire building. Hashtag thanks. And then you just make money off of this entire building.
What's
Good
the
idea.
matter?
But yeah, so they're having it's Prime Now, and it's basically you say, I want, you know what? I want this game.
Duncan, he
We're
is
talking
the
about Shadow of
Castellan.
Mordor. Michelle's just like, I want Shadow of Mordor. Amazon, Shadow of Mordor, click, within the hour, boom, it's at your doorstep.
It's your
Amazing.
decision.
Amazing.
I want it now. The future is now.
Yeah.
I like,
Rather stay
especially
here.
in this day and
Tell him
age
I'm busy
where
at the moment.
where it's like,
He's right.
you know, everything is
It's
now.
okay.
Everything is instantaneous.
should go.
There's no waiting around for anything.
Fine.
Even the
Let's be
internet,
done with
like
it.
most of the kids nowadays, no, I shouldn't say most of, all of the kids nowadays don't know what it's like to open up a 56K dial-up modem and hear the wee, like none of it. They're just like, or like get off the internet. I gotta use the phone. They will never know that. They never knew the struggle of us
Back in-
99ers.
Back in my day, we
Well,
didn't even have cell phones. We
back
had
in-
pagers.
Back in your day, I was like,
We had a switchboard where they had to put like the plugs in. My grandmother
right.
used to do that.
you used to do that too.
I never did that.
When you were a young lady.
Never did that. Not as old as you make me out to be.
She's 78.
I look pretty damn good for 78 years old.
Well, you age like
Just saying.
you age like a stinky cheese.
That's all right. I love I wish I could just eat cheese all the time.
Only if it was white and it was in a dip, and then you could have chips with it.
Or chicken wings.
Now
Why'd
is
you
not
have
the time
chicken
to
wings and
anger
cheese
Lord
dip?
Whitehill any more than he already is. He's got 5 times.
Oh, you're thinking of queso. I'm thinking of blue cheese. We were still, it's still okay. It's still totally appropriate.
You're so weird.
You're so
It's like,
weird.
why would you want chicken wings and queso dip? Oh my gosh.
I had a valid.
I suppose that white cheese is blue cheese too. Although
Sometimes it looks super moldy.
I suppose I would call it blue cheese, not white
It's not
cheese.
blue. No, blue cheese is not blue. It's white. You know it. Oh man, I want Duff's.
Agree to disagree.
If you ever come here, you should go to Anchor Bar and Duff's, and
No.
then you can make your own decision. But Duff's is my favorite.
Duff's is better. Don't go to Anchor Bar.
It's
Sorry,
true.
Anchor Bar. Unless
It's
you
true.
want to sponsor us. We like Anchor Bar better if they sponsor us.
The president went to both, and he preferred Duff's.
That's because everyone prefers Duff's.
It's delicious. All right, now we shouldn't talk about food. You know what happens.
I know I'm starving already.
See?
That's what we get. All right.
That's all I got for today.
That's all I got for today.
And then, what? In 5 days, it's Christmas.
5 days, it's Christmas. Or Hanukkah is already going on if you're Jewish. So, happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. I don't know when that is. I'm sorry. I'm ignorant. It's all right. I'm sure somebody out there will forgive me.
Can you put it in the comments so we know?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like,
Subscribe.
comment, subscribe,
Please.
follow the Facebook, Twitter, website, all that fun stuff. And as always, have fun and stuff. So hashtag bye.
Hashtag I am Groot. Bye.
Bye.